The best time to apply for visas and best time to apply for opportunities is now. The second best time to apply for these opportunities is now. Hello, everyone. This is your one and only Waka Waka Doctor. Always bring you the best gist when it comes to moving abroad. You know how we do it on this channel? All we do is to share information that's got to do with moving, living, and staying abroad. If this is the first time of you coming across my channel, make sure you turn on your notification bell, subscribe so that you never miss a thing. And for those returning viewers, I want to say welcome again. Thank you for always watching me. As always, I'm presenting to you on this episode fantastic opportunity that lies for anyone who's interested in moving to the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom has several opportunities that you can tap into. And if you want to make money, I'd say this is the one for you. I've got a friend who has quite a lot of experience with respect to this visa pathway, and he would like to share with my community as to how you can do it. Few things that I want to talk about before we go ahead. Number one is to say that I am not on WhatsApp, neither am I on Telegram. So if you do find in the comment section anyone looking to say, text me, send me a message on Telegram, send me a message on WhatsApp, it is not me. The only way to reach out to me is in the description box of this video. Secondly, I'd love to say that I made a book, a small book, a very affordable book, released sometime in March to help you actualize your travel dreams. If you want to move abroad without using the help of any agent, then you need to acquire this book because it's got all the information that you need. To get the book, just take a look at the description box of this video and you would find the link to attain the book there. All right, let's get to the gist. The UK, one of the most developed countries in the world, amazing country. God save the king now is what they say over there. But it's got a lot of opportunities that exist. And this is one of the visa pathways that if you're interested in, this is the time to lock in. Remember that I always say to you, the best time to apply for visas and best time to apply for opportunities is now. The second best time to apply for these opportunities is now. Don't delay. Once you watch this video and you listen, take steps, act on it, plan, prepare, and execute. I'm going to invite my guest now to come talk to us. Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Hi, Waka Waka Doctor. It's great to be here. Thanks for.
It's a pleasure having you on my channel. Thank you. We've had a lot of back and forth over the last few weeks, and thankfully, you're able to grace my channel and talk to my community. Quickly, can you introduce yourself? Tell us where you are, what you do, who you are, and why you want to talk to us.
Well, thank you very much once again. Well, my name is Isaac. Isaac Oladipupo. I am a tech talent. I'm also a startup founder. One of my pastime these days is helping people to navigate getting endorsed successfully through the route of the Global Talent Visa, which was what happened to me last year. Sometime last year, I got endorsed. I really never planned to jackpot. But it so happened that I got endorsed and, things basically changed. And so far, I think that it's been very, very valuable, not just for me, but also for loads of people that I've been able to help, and I think it's worth sharing that information for the benefit of, a wider audience as well. Yeah.
And you're in the UK at the moment, yes?
Yes, I'm in the UK at the moment. Been here for close to a year now. And yeah, absolutely.
All right, talk to us about this pathway, what's this pathway, how do you get endorsed, and how do you execute it? So I'm going to just watch and learn from you. So it's over to you now.
All right, thank you very much, Doc. So basically, the Tech Nation Visa, which is officially known as the Global Talent Visa, is a very special kind of visa. It's a tier 1 visa actually that enables the brightest and the best technology talents from around the world to come and work and live in the UK. Basically, you're working in the UK's digital technology sector, right? And the aim really is to have the UK bring in these talents to contribute their cutting edge expertise, their creativity, their innovation to maintaining and growing the UK's position at the forefront of the digital technology economy, right? So at the end of the day, of course, like you all know, the aim really is to all these countries are trying to position themselves as leaders in the global technology space, right? So what this visa really does, the aim really is to attract some of the best talents globally. So if you are in technology, whether as a technical talent or as a business talent, this visa, I mean, you may be qualified for this visa. The first time I heard about it, I really didn't think I qualified. And then, of course, after some push from a couple of friends, I decided to give it a shot. And then I got endorsed earlier last year, and since then, seriously speaking, it's been radically amazing, to be very kind. And since then, I've been able to help a couple of people to also do the same. Now, the benefits of this visa is the fact that you don't need a job or a very high salary, to apply. In fact, you don't need a job actually, as long as you are a tech talent, an exceptional tech talent, like the visa says, like technician says, you are qualified to apply. The second benefit is that you don't need proof of funds, unlike many other visas. For this, you do not need proof of funds. The third part is that you don't need any IELTS tests. The processing fee is very low. Now, I think £456 for you to get endorsed. And once you get your endorsement, the second stage is for you to apply with that endorsement for your visa at the Home Office. And once you apply, you basically have to be in the UK within 3 months, and then you can get a job. The other part is that you can switch employers as you wish. You could even come in and decide to run your own thing, just start your own company and all of that. The processing time is very fast. I got mine in less than 2 weeks, and I've seen people that even got it in few days, So, but the processing time is between 3 weeks to 8 weeks. 3 weeks if you're outside the UK, and 8 weeks if you're within the UK. Now, probably one of the biggest advantages is the fact that also you can actually move with your family. So if you get endorsed as a global talent and you have a family, you're married, you have children, your entire family can move with you, and also once you get into the UK, and after your first 3 to 4 years, you get your ILR, that's your independent leave to remain, and afterwards you can switch to British, you can get your British passport, which makes you a British citizen, right? Now, so I mean, I could go on and on. The benefits are sincerely enormous, right? But then there are also requirements. So to apply for this visa, it's the first thing I really say it's actually simpler than most people think. It's very simple. All you need to do is know the basics, and which is why I love what Waka Waka Doctor is doing by bringing, people who have basically gone through that path successfully to come and share with us, right? I have seen this visa routes change a lot of lives, and which is why, despite my busy schedule, I still try to find some time, to help one or two people in this route. Now, the requirements are very simple, right? So the requirements really determines on whether you're a technical talent or you're a product talent. Or you're a business talent, sorry. Now, for technical talents, these are people whose roles are basically technical. So if you're a software developer, you're a DevOps engineer, you are a data scientist, cybersecurity expert, hardware engineer, AI person, those are technical talents. Now, if you're a technical talent, the interesting thing is that you do not need to even have experience working for a product-led technology company. You just have to have some good evidence, very strong evidence that you can show as proof of your talent, the work that you've done, right? And then secondly, if you're a business talent, you need to have some experience working for a product-led company. Now, what's a product-led company? A product-led company, a product-led digital technology company is a company that has a product. A product could be a mobile app, whatever it is, and that product is the main driver of the company's revenue, right? That's what they mean by product-led tech company, right? So as a business talent, you need to have some experience working for a product company. So business talent includes people whose talents are basically geared towards the business side of things, right? Like product managers, product marketers, digital marketers and stuff like that, right? So now, irrespective of the side that you belong to, whether you're a technical talent or a business talent, as long as you meet the criteria, you're good to go. Now, in submitting your application, you basically need 15 different sets of documents. Now, these 15 documents are classified into 4 areas. The first part is your personal statement. Now, your personal statement basically has to do with telling the story of why you want to apply for this visa, why you want to come to the UK, how the UK will benefit from your being here, and the work that you have done and all of those things, right? So you tell your story in a very compelling manner. Now, for every document you're submitting, it has to be within 1,000 words and within 3 A4 pages. That's one of the requirements that people need to understand. So that's for your personal statement. So basically, it has to be written by you, and it has to include how you will contribute to the UK's digital technology sector, where you'll be staying in the UK and all of that, right? That's first, your personal statement. That's one document. Remember, 1,000 words, not more than 3 pages. Now, the second document would be your CV. And of course, your CV, basically, your normal CV, you want to probably update it to make it standard. Now, the third set of documents would be basically your recommendation letters, right? So now for the recommendation letter, you need 3 different recommendation letters. And these letters have to come from highly experienced leaders in technology. Now, they have to be senior members of the organization. They have to know your work. And then each of those letters must not be just to whom it may concern. It has to be specifically for your global talents visa endorsements, right? And then the author has to talk about the work that you have done, how they know you, and how they can vouch for you, how you will contribute to the UK technology sector, and then also the letter has to be typed and dated. It has to be on either the company's letterhead or the person's letterhead. It has to include their phone number, their signature, their CV, and basically basic details, really, right? And remember, he has to come from tech leaders, people who are considered as leaders in the field of technology. So if you do have friends who have founded startups that are doing very well, they could also qualify to recommend you, and all of that. So we've spoken about the personal statements, which has to tell your story, why you want to come to the UK, how the UK will benefit. Basically, storytell your professional life, the impact you've made. They are very big on impact numbers, because at the end of the day, remember, the aim for this visa is to bring in top talents to help support the UK's digital technology sector, right? So you want to show how you are the best thing to happen to technology in your home country, the work you've done, and how you will bring that, to basically elevate the UK's digital technology sector, right? So we've spoken about the personal statements, we've spoken about your CV, we've spoken about the recommendation letter. So now the fourth set of documents are your pieces of evidence. Now for this one, you're submitting 10 different pieces of evidence, which are classified into 2. There's the mandatory evidence and there's the optional evidence, right? Now for the mandatory evidence, you basically need to show exactly how you have demonstrated that you have been recognized as a leading talent in digital technology. So when you go to the Technation website, the Technation website is technation.io. You'll find all these details there about the mandatory criteria and the optional criteria, basically the different things that you need to submit to put together. Now, in putting together your pieces of evidence, what you need to do essentially is to align the requirement that they've set on the website, and find the work that you have done that align with those requirements. So for instance, one of the requirements for the mandatory criteria is how you have led, they want to show how you have led the growth of a product-led digital technology sector. So for instance, if you're a startup founder, you want to show how you have led the growth of your startup, how you founded a startup, how you've led the growth, and you want to show the proof of all of that there, right? If you are not a founder and you're an employee, the same thing goes. There is no favoritism. I mean, one is not better than the other. That's what I mean. So if you're an employee, you also want to show how you have led the growth of a startup. Because if you're an employee and you're working within a startup as well, whatever you're doing is actually contributing to the growth of the company. So you want to show that. So all you want to do is tell your story in a very simple format and then supply the documents. And the pieces of evidence could include things like screenshots, screenshots of maybe the back end of the platform, how how your work advanced the growth of the user base or have advanced the growth of revenue, whatever it is you did, And then there's also the one that has to do with how you lead marketing efforts and all of that. So in a nutshell, you want to put all these things together, all these documents together. Remember, personal statement is the first document. Recommendation letters, three people, that makes four. Your pieces of evidence, which are 10, when you add that to 4, that makes what, 14. And then your CV makes 15 in total. So for your application to be assessed by technician, you need to provide those 15 documents and provide them in the exact fashion that they've specified on the Tech Nations platform, right? Now, when you have all of this together, when you've put all of this together, you can then go ahead and submit your application on the Tech Nation website, right? Via the link that Waka Waka Doctor probably had to this video. Now, in terms of the process and the payments, like I said, after you submitted your application, it will take 3 weeks, an average of 3 weeks if you're outside of the UK, and an average of 8 weeks if you are within the UK. Now, there are 2 stages, like I mentioned earlier. The first stage is for you to get endorsements. So once you submitted these documents are towards your endorsements. Then you get your endorsements later. They will basically send you an email that I think the title of the email is application updates. So and they will tell you, oh, based on technician's recommendation, you have been endorsed for the global talent visa as an exceptional talent or exceptional promise. Now, exceptional talents are people who have been in the tech sector for over 5 years. They are senior talents. And an exceptional promise are people who've had maybe 5 years below, right? So there's no much difference aside from the fact that the year you will take to get your high LR is very quite different. I think 2 years. So for exceptional talents, it takes you 3 years to get your ILR. For exceptional promise, it takes you 5 years. That's the only difference. Aside from that, every other benefit is the same, right? So when you submit this application documents to the Tech Nation, you will get your endorsements, and with your endorsement letter, all you've got to do is submit to the Home Office with other basic documents. For instance, if you're outside the UK and you're in a country where you're required to do tuberculosis tests, you go get your tuberculosis test done with your endorsement letter, your passport, you submit to the Home Office, and you get your visa. Now, once you've gotten your visa, you need to land in the UK within the next 3 months so that you can process your documentation and start your life in the UK. Now, the beautiful thing about the Global Talent Visa is that it doesn't restrict you to stay permanently in the UK, meaning that once you get endorsed, you get a job here, or you're building your own company, you are only mandated to spend 6 months in the UK every year. And that 6 months doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be accumulated at once. You can travel 1 month and come back and spend a month here. As long as you're able to accumulate 6 months within a year, that's what really matters. And when you do that for the next 3 years as an exceptional talent, you qualify for your ILR, and then afterwards you can get your British citizenship. Sorry, right? So that's basically the long and short of it. Now, in terms of payments, when you're submitting your application for endorsement, you're going to be required to pay a total of £456, when you're turning in your application for endorsement. Now, after you've gotten endorsed, and you apply for your visa, you would also then pay the IHS fee. That's for the health surcharge fee, which is, I think, £470, per year. And of course, the other fees that you need to process your visa in terms of your visa booking fee, your flight ticket, whatever, and of course, if you are in a country where you're required to do tuberculosis tests, you'd also pay for that, But aside from that, there are no exorbitant extra fees that are attached to this. So, and once you land in the UK, you can work for any company of your choice. You can work for yourself. You can, and of course, in this economy where people can basically be by themselves and create startups as they wish. So basically, it's a very flexible visa that allows you to do almost anything, really. The only difference between you and a citizen in the UK really is the fact that you do not have your passport yet and you can't vote. But as long as you are able to serve your time, your term enough, I mean, in terms of crossing from being a global talent to getting your ILR and your citizenship, of course, you've scaled your do and you can go to whatever you want to go to. Yeah, so that's basically the details.
Amazing.
Of course, if you want more information, you can always reach out and then
Tell us how can we reach out to you if we've got questions to ask, we need your assistance to help us, how can we reach out to you?
well, I think the easiest way would be via my YouTube channel, Isaac Africa. Yeah, so I mean, I have my email address there. You can always reach out to me. Yeah, so I try to attend to as many people as possible, and I also try to answer as many questions as possible. And I think I also have a couple of videos there that deal with each of those documents in detail. So, for instance, how to put together your personal statement. I have a dedicated video that basically takes you through the detail of how to put together your personal statement. When it comes to your pieces of evidence as well, I have a detailed video on that. Different stuff that you need to do. There are basically videos on that channel. Yeah.
Amazing. So guys, if you need help with reaching out to Isaac, just go to his YouTube channel, Isaac Africa, and you'll be able to find it's in Africa with a K or Africa with a C?
Isaac Africa, Africa with a C. Yeah,
Africa with
number
a
with
C. Okay,
yeah.
so you can reach out to him. The good thing about this visa, like you've heard, it's not as expensive as paying thousands of pounds for healthcare workers visa or for school fees. This
Yeah.
takes about 2 weeks to get. You can move with your family. It has a very short and easy pathway to getting your ILR. So it's a fantastic opportunity for whoever wants to take advantage of it. Look, thank you very much for coming, and thank you very much for sharing these details with us here. I've learned a lot myself. Till I see you guys again, I want to say thank you very much. I'll see you on another episode. Bye.